Oh, yeah. Look what I found. Look what I found. Hey. Oh, he's Angie. It's an Angie boy. This is Nortonomus Maximus. Say hi, Nort. Ow. Son of a bitch. He's all claws. Ah. Ow. Fuck. Well, that was Nortonomus Maximus. He's really happy to see you guys. What is going on, everybody? Today, we will be live reviewing Door Kickers 2. Door Kickers 2 is a top-down CQB strategy game, and this shit is fire. I've played it before. I know a bit about it. The game is fucking fire. I'm just gonna say that right now. But we're gonna go into it. We're gonna talk about the things I like, the things I dislike, if I recommend it, so on and so forth. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get started on the trailer.
Alright, so we've got one hostage over here. We've got an executioner. We've got 2 minutes on the timer. So blow everything up. Then we surprise this boy over here.
Damn, they're going in loud.
Don't worry about it. Oh yeah, you know what? Just go.
I wish they had a more realistic effects style. Grenades don't have these giant fireballs or anything, but the game does have like this artistic, cartoony look. Personally, I could do without it.
Oh no.
Damn. I'm surprised they didn't shoot the hostage.
Well, yeah, don't worry about it.
He's hauling ass. Yeah. All right, looking good so far, boys. Looking good. I don't have too much to say about the trailer. It just goes over the basics of the gameplay, shows how some of the mechanics work with the movement and all that good shit. So nothing too crazy. I personally think the trailer could be a little bit better. Instead of just showing clips of gameplay, they could be talking about the core fundamentals of the gameplay. What makes it different from other strategy games out there? What makes it unique? Say improvements over the first Door Kickers game, so on and so forth. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Steam page. The description is command military special ops teams in gripping tactical combat against a Middle East-based terrorist network. Sequel to Rock Paper Shotgun's best tactics game of 2014. The description is not great. The first bit about command military special ops teams. The whole point of abbreviations is to shorten words. It's not special ops or spec operations, it's spec ops. That just sounds so silly. They're elongating the first part and shortening the next. It doesn't sound professional. The description is also a little misleading too, because you're not always commanding military-based style units. Like the CIA faction, they're not military. Militia faction, they're not military. It turns you off a little bit because it doesn't seem as professional as the game actually is. I would say Door Kickers is by far the best early access game I've ever played. This is significantly better than anything AAA titles are releasing. This game's fucking awesome, but their presentation is not that good. They got overwhelmingly positive reviews, and for good reason. Get out of here. Thumbs up all the way down. So, Door Kickers does indeed have a workshop, and that is great. I feel like modding is what's going to keep your game alive long term. For example, Arma 3, Skyrim, same deal. If we look at our tags for what kind of mods are available, there's only one, and it's missions. So it looks like the only thing that we are able to upload if somebody wants to create content for this game is only missions. Now, that is fucking horrible. It is cool for people to upload their own custom missions and stuff, like that's all fine, but just the fact that that is the only thing is a little problematic in my opinion. Because what if I want to be playing as different factions with different types of weapon systems? What if I wanted to be reaching fucking Stalingrad with the dynamics of bold action combat in a CQB environment? I really think they need to open up modding to the game to add all sorts of shit, like vehicles, different factions, different weapon systems, different types of equipment. That'd be great. We got the column of our basic options, missions, online co-op, editor, and obviously leaving the game. They do have the feedback tracker. That's good. They also have replays for past games that you've done. That's really cool. So their options menu, I think instead of it being laid out with everything in a single page, I feel like it'd be better to have individual tabs and in like a descending order or something like that you can click on and expands. They just kind of have everything just thrown in here. If they kept it this way and just color coded it, say game is like red, sound blue, so on and so forth, I think that'd be a little bit easier, but it is not complicated by any means. I'm going to check out the editor real quick and show you guys the UI since we were on that topic. The UI for the editor is fucking atrocious. I'm gonna say that right now. I am very familiar with Arma's editor. Arma's editor could have some quality of life changes, but overall, the editor is more than accessible. It has everything you need. Everything's laid out fine. It's not overly complicated. It's quite easy to get around. Essentially, how this is laid out, you have all of your editor options here on your left-hand side, and it's categorized into different types, such as industrial, office, so on and so forth. And then up at the top of the screen, you guys can't see it underneath the old donation and follower goal, but up at the top of the screen is all of the different sections like objects, prefabs, buildings, decals, lights, sounds, the AI that you can place in game, etc. There's also gameplay options, there's scripting, sound effects, particle editors, you can paint on the map. The flexibility and creativity the editor gives you is awesome. I won't deny that whatsoever. But in terms of the layout, it's a little confusing. For example, in Arma's editor, on the bottom right of the screen where I'm located currently is a massive play button. You can't miss it. You hit the play button, you're in, you're going, whatever. When I first checked this out, it took me like 5 or 10 minutes to fucking find the play button. If you're wondering where the play button is, you go up to File as if you're going to create a new map, a new scenario, do scripting, maybe look at your file location, your directory, but the play thing's up there. Why isn't it just like if I hit escape, why doesn't it give me a few options like play, test, whatever the fuck, but it's up here under File? That doesn't make too much sense to me. For a new player who's never done any type of mission editing before, they might see this and be like, oh shit, this looks really complicated, and leave. I guess this is another part of the UI. Here in the center of the screen with the column of options, I wish that the squad editor was in here rather than up there at the top of the screen. I just feel like it's out of the way rather than where it should be. Here in the squad editor, it gives us a lot of options. Here on the bottom right, we are able to customize our unit. I wish I could just double click, boom, edit, double click, boom, edit. But instead, go down here to customize rather than just double clicking like a normal person. That's a little annoying. But the best part is that we are able to name our guys. Right here, we got Fugma, Sawcon, Brotato Chip, Biggie Bussy, Sugadies, Chicken Nussy, Brochacho, and Homie Bussy. With the individual customizations that we can give these guys, you can change their appearance, their rifle, their sidearm, body armor, helmets, throwables, and tactical devices. We got the old Benelli M4, tried and true, HK MP5. Submachine guns do not belong in fucking war games. The last thing I'm going to use is a fucking submachine gun. There's a reason why nobody uses this shit. They have like a max effective range of 300 meters if you're really pushing it. Fuck that. But we got the M16A4. They definitely don't use it in service anymore. M4 carbine is a standard issue rifle for the Army currently. Mark 18 is heavily used. The SCAR was heavily used. Aside from the M16A4 and MP5s, our first set of primary firearm options are pretty decent. What I would like to see is the SIG M5. Where's the NGSW program? If we look at our body armor, we do have the next gen helmet. These helmets are called the IHIPS, IHPS. This is the new standard issue Army helmet. You'll see that there's the brackets on the side that allows a mandible. I wish they had the mandible version of the IHIPS. You also have the ability to take nods, PVS 14s and PVS 31s. I would like to see the ENVGB. This is the new generation night vision binoculars that the military will be adopting here soon. So for the body armor, the Rangers are able to take level 3 sappies. Why? Why would you be able to take level 3 plates? I'm fairly certain they cannot use anything other than level 4s. I mean, having the variation is cool, but it should be fixed to level 4. You can either take the level 4 front and back plate or the front, back, and side plates, because there's tons of guys who don't wear their side plates out there. And a lot of guys wear plate carriers like Cryo JPCs that don't have side plate pouches. With that said, more factions. Have more diverse factions that influence a certain style of gameplay. Next, we're going to talk about the throwables. We got smokes, frags, flashes, stingers, slap charges, thermal torches, and you can obviously take nothing. One of my favorite things about this game is every single item your soldiers carrying influences their mobility. So the more shit you're carrying, the slower you'll move. Moving on to the tactical devices, breacher shotgun, extras of grenades. You can do it with slap charges as well, wall breaching charges, dynamic hammer, there's a spy camera, we got the AT4. I think that they should definitely add more tactical devices in here, like wire cutters. Why isn't there barbed wire? That's like the most common obstruction in a combat environment. Mine detectors. Why isn't there mine detectors? What about IEDs? That'd be fucking cool. That essentially goes over the customization of door kickers. Overall, pretty damn good. We got a lot of customization, a lot of variation. Each thing does something different. Very cool. Now, let's go ahead and get into the gameplay. We're in game, and it automatically has units selected. I wish they didn't do this. I wish when you got into a game, everything's blank, because then you don't have to do what I just did, take those guys out, get my own dudes put together, etc. Just to kind of talk about the roles of units. We got Assault, Support, Marksman, Grenadier. I don't like those names. The only name that is accurate in that list is Grenadier. Marksman, not accurate. That should be called a designated marksman. Support, what the fuck is that? Is it a machine gunner or is it an auto rifleman? There's a difference. For Assault, why isn't it just a rifleman? Let's go ahead and analyze the terrain here. We have 2 entry points. The window here, all of the hostiles will be inside the building. I am going to deploy my forces on this side so I can flank around, look through this window, have these guys come out here, take a look at this side, so on and so forth. I believe it gives me the most opportunity. We are going to employ Mr. Fugma, Sakon Sugadiz, and then Brochacho over here with Sakon. We're going to get 2 men on that doorway. We're going to pull this guy back over here to get a little bit deeper angle. And then Mr. Brochacho, he's going to come out here and watch the 6. The response time, the orders, the in-game UI, in-game controls, super easy, very flowy, very basic. You can come in here, play 3 or 4 games, and completely understand the basics of everything that you'll be doing. So we got this guy watching the 6 to prevent anybody from flanking through these doors. We got 2 men watching this door. This will be the primary door that we'll be breaching from. And then we have Sugadiz who will be pieing this window. So what we're going to do, we're going to have him pop out like this, and then he's going to fall back. And he sees several men. As of right now, so I'm going to go ahead and pop that door for this other man to check it out. There's a man flanking. Fugma is watching this other corner, and as of right now, we have no eyes on hostile forces. So we're going to go ahead and get some guys moving in a bit closer. Fugma is going to end up here. This guy's going to fall back and stack up. Okay, now they're covering. Sakon is going to relink with Brochacho. And these guys are going to enter through this side. I was originally going to have my whole fire team breach from this doorway, but since I already have a pretty good lockdown of security from these 2 separate sides, I'm going to keep those guys there while these dudes clear the dead space. So I'm going to move them out. They're going to stack up along this door. We have a center-fed style room. We've got a choke point here, more dead space, a non-cleared room over here. Oh shit, that's a hostile. Nice. Here comes another one. Let's get my guy out here to support. We're going to go ahead and get these guys in. Can I not, like, tell this civilian to go away? I guess not. Oh, hello! Huh. He's going to pie this angle. Okay, it's clear. They're going to stack up on this door here. Gonna have this guy fall back and relink with his battle buddy. Okay, door is shut. He's gonna cross over to this side to get a little bit more of a peek once they hit that door. Okay, they're stacked. Let's see. Okay, there it is. Oh, wow. There wasn't friendly fire. So if you guys noticed, the dude that was in the choke-pointed area shot in the direction of the 2 men that were stacked on the door. Realistically, you would not shoot in the direction of your friendlies like that. He would have hit both of those guys. All right, fellas, we just played our first game of Door Kickers 2 on the live review. I've already played this game quite a lot, and I can just summarize the rest. There's a ton of other scenarios. There's larger scenarios. There's mounted machine guns that you got to worry about. There's RPGs, suicide bombers, executioners, etc. Door Kickers 2 is by far the best CQB game that I've played in a very long time. It is super good. You are able to learn and see from a top-down perspective how you're supposed to be operating as a team in urban warfare. And that is fucking brilliant. Love it. Fantastic game. It's unique as hell. I highly recommend it. I really hope they continue working on it. I hope they keep expanding. How cool would it be is if you had 2 12-man squads and like a MAT-V, APC, Abrams tank, etc. in one of the maps or whatever. There could be tons of alleyways, different ways that they can flank the vehicle and stuff like that. So you need to be employing infantry and the vehicle correctly in an urban environment, or the vehicle dies, infantry dies, both die. I think that'd be really, really cool. because their small scale CQB stuff that they got right now is perfect. I would love to see it get bigger.